Welcome back to a brand new episode. If you have been an investor for quite some time, I'm sure you would have a basket of multi-bagger stocks. So are you going to have a multi-bagger stock forever, or do you think there is a time when you need to decide about selling them? In this episode, I'm going to tell you two things that really changed my mind about multi-bagger stocks. These two things are very vital to understand when you hold a stock for quite a long time, because things change in the long run. I'm going to give you an example about a particular stock. I'll make a disclosure now. I don't own the stock right now at the time of filming this video. And this is for educational purpose only. The stock that I'm going to mention is not a buy-sell recommendation. Please keep that in mind, because whatever we are going to discuss today is only for educational purpose. At the end of this video, you will see why a multi-bagger stock need not be a multi-bagger forever. This example is a personal experience which I believe might be useful, and I'm sure you would have had similar experience in your portfolio. If you had a similar experience, please post it in the comment section below, because that will be an interesting topic to discuss if there are other investors who had a similar investment. So rewind back to several years back when I was doing my masters and I was doing my MBA in the US. I had a lecture about moat. So the word moat has been very popular. Thanks to a few investors who had made it popular, we now know what a moat is. I'm not going to discuss about it, but to just give an example, a moat is that you have a formidable defense against your brand. If something goes wrong, your moat will protect you from reducing margin or reducing volume or whatever impact that you see to your business. A moat is like having crocodiles all around your castle. If someone tries to enter your castle, they would be eaten up by a crocodile or alligator. So that's a good example of a moat. So rewind back again. When I was doing my MBA, there was a lecture about moat. And the professor said, and I quote, he gave an example of Gillette. So this was considered to be a product that was everywhere. The distribution was awesome. The moat, he said, for Gillette is their quality. The blades that they use, the angle at which they house these blades make up the quality. The quality is the biggest moat for Gillette, apart from its brand and other entry barriers that it possesses. The distribution, for example, is really good. Those are great barriers to entry, but the biggest barrier, he said, was the quality. So now he gave an example. He said, and he challenged, that if you go to the supermarket, get a razor blade from an alternate brand, try it out, couple of them, and you will see the difference. And he said the cheap brands that you would use will leave a lot of scars on your face, and that's how you would come the next day for the class if you really dared to try such an experiment. So I love experiments. So I just went in to Walmart and tried to get whatever brands I could get, one of them being really cheap. And then I went to Target to see if there are any better models. Couldn't find anything. So these were the same models that were present in Walmart. So I came back home with two options, two different companies, and I tried them. And he was right. I had a lot of cuts here and there, minute cuts, not really bad, not as bad as he had envisioned, but it was bad. I couldn't get the smooth feel as Gillette. I couldn't get the quality that I have been getting in the past. and I was not happy. The price was cheap, yes, but I had no satisfaction of getting the best shave. So will I buy it next time? So the question I need to ask myself is, if people would prefer a cheaper product with below par quality for their personal hygiene product, will that happen? That was a question that I had asked, and I said to myself that the professor was right. The brand was built based on quality, and quality comes at a price. The margins are high. So I was pretty happy at that time, and the moat looked real to me at that time. Doesn't mean it's going to be the same forever, but at that time I couldn't find an alternative nearby which could get me the same quality as the one that I could get with Gillette. Now fast forward to 2018, and guess what? I wanted to check if that statement that I made several years back is still true, because I can't just keep dreaming that a multi-bagger stock will become multi-bagger and the margins will stay at a certain level for the rest of the years. So I wanted to know if the margins will stay at this level or probably improve in the next few years, or is it going to drop? It could drop if the competition can really take them down. So what did I do? I wanted to look at the Indian market first. So I went to a neighborhood grocery store, couldn't find anything that could get me the same quality of Gillette. So things are almost the same. So I was pretty happy. Okay, so nothing changed. So these are great companies, which it's not easy to challenge these companies, right? So I was happy. So I wanted to make sure that this has not happened in the US as well. So I went to Chicago, and I went to Walmart there, I went to Target, I went to every place that I can find in the near neighborhood, and I couldn't find anything that was way better than Gillette. But the quality had improved over time, but not really at par with Gillette. And having used it for a long time, I can tell the difference if someone can get very close to Gillette. So I have an edge over someone who has never used a razor blade. So that is very vital when we value investing. When we perform an investing task, we need to have the knowledge. And every man would have that knowledge for a product like Gillette. So that's an advantage we have. So now I was happy that I couldn't find anything that could come very close to Gillette. Should I leave it at that? No, I wanted to make sure I'm thorough. So I looked online to see if I can find something which has the quality at par or better than Gillette. Guess what? I found something. Dollar Shave Club. That was providing a good quality product as per customer reviews. So I wanted to try it out. So I got one. I tried it out, and guess what? It was really good. It was awesome. It was better than Gillette in my opinion. That's a personal opinion. But if I feel it's better, at least someone would feel it's close to Gillette. Maybe 90% of Gillette. I'm certain it can't be way below Gillette. It's very close to Gillette. So the ballpark here is 80 to 120% the quality of Gillette. That's good enough for me. And now I know something is cooking in the US, but their brand and ability to sell it is still lacking. The distribution is lacking. The brand is lacking. A common man on the street going into a neighborhood grocery store or a supermarket or a hypermarket would not be able to really figure that out and pick it off the shelf. So that is a moat as well. So Gillette still has that moat, but the quality moat that we discussed way back in college has vanished. So I came back to India, wanted to see if something similar is available in India. So I was looking for a company that can provide the same quality, maybe import it and rebrand it and give it to me. and I found it. The brand Doco was imported and it was repackaged and was sold by letshave.com, and it's sold in India. So I ordered that, and the cost was very good when I compare it to Gillette. It was favorable, and the price versus quality was the important trick here. The quality was as good as the one that I tried with Dollar Shave Club, and the quality was exceptional. And I would say it's definitely very close to Gillette and probably superior to an equivalently priced Gillette model. Way superior to a Gillette model at the same price. This is a personal experience, and I'm not saying it's going to be the best for everyone, but for me, it was the best. So I had to conclude that today the market perceives something, but tomorrow we need to figure out if that is going to stay. Looking at this threat, now I need to decide what are the moats that drive the price in the future. So all I am thinking about is the future. In future, if someone can get the distribution up, if someone can get the competition up to these levels by providing a good quality product at an affordable price, Gillette has two options. They can keep the margin and reduce the volume sold, or they should be okay to keep the volume or probably try to improve the volume at the expense of margin. Either of these would defy my valuation if I had not anticipated it. So I need to go back and see how my valuation looks like. And if I feel the valuation is not favorable, which means it's selling at a premium, then I sell. If it's selling cheap, then I can keep holding it. So I need to do that activity right now. That's an important thing to remember. Things change. Our initial thesis never remains the same. It will change, and when it changes, we need to make sure we adapt, go back to the drawing board and do the calculations again to see what has changed and how much it's going to impact our returns in the future. So in simple words, two things we need to remember. One, moats change. Two, we need to value a company quite often as possible, because things change and we need to be the first person to know, and we will be the first person to know if we have the ability to understand a business. If we have an edge over others, we can value it before others could even identify such a threat. This is a common example where anyone can assess this threat, and this is a very easy investment that you can think about for understanding valuation. This is for educational purpose only. Please remember that I don't hold this stock right now at the time of filming this video. Thank you guys, and don't forget to leave a comment of any company that you feel has a moat and you have been holding it for a long time. Tell us your experience, how you evaluate the changes in the business from time to time. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because you can get your videos right at your home screen. Thank you. Bye-bye.